Hey everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge. So it was trade deadline day today. The Habs were quite quiet. They did two very minor moves. And we have game number 62. Game number 62, Montreal is in Anaheim to take on the Ducks tonight on the third game of this four-game West Coast road swing. They lost last night 3-2. It was a good game last night against LA. Who was the first game? They beat San Jose. I don't remember the score. I'm tired. I'm working on like 3 hours sleep over the last 36 hours, all because it was a really busy day. And, we're almost at the end. Hopefully, we'll have a good night tonight as far as the game that we're going to watch. And um, we'll see what happens, right? All right, let's see who's here. I don't think a lot of people are here. People got to be here to keep me awake, please. Jason LaRose says 4-2 Ducks. Zegras with the first goal. And Mary Jo has 4-2 Habs. Harvey Pinard first goal. Stan the Man just dropped in. He says, good evening from the snowy Toronto. Yeah, we're going to get that snow tomorrow. Starting overnight, though, but we're going to get it. Yeah. He's got 5-2 Habs. Suzuki first goal. Awesome. So we got like about 10 minutes or so, and I'm going to do a game preview for you. I've got, I want to say I got game day news. I don't. There's one item. There's nothing. I'll give you my guess for, we got lineups. And I got this here, the Guess the Score contest. Guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game. You can pick that guy from either team, and you can win the cash prize directly into your bank account as long as you are the first one in the chat with that guess. So it only goes out to one winner a night. It's not an easy contest to win. We haven't had a winner. If I can't find my cursor, we haven't had a winner in a little while, about a month. And I think we've had 4 winners this year for this contest and none last season, so it's it's interesting. But give a guess in the chat, and good luck to everybody who guesses. And other than that, we've got about 12 minutes or so before I start the game preview. So talk to me in the chat, and I will answer anything you want to know that I can answer you. I mean, that's just flat out what it is. I have only this one thing, though, for game day news, and it's not really news, but this is something that Kent Hughes said, I guess, in his press conference at 4. I did not see that because he actually moved it up to 3:30, so we were on air, and there's nothing we could do. So he said this on not trading Joel Edmondson. He says it was possible to trade Joel Edmondson, but they like his leadership and he's good to keep around for the young players. And I don't know how I feel about that quote. I kind of want to say it's probably bullshit. He just doesn't want to say, that Eddie's going to hear this, that there were no takers and it was impossible to trade, not possible. And I get that he doesn't want to, ruin whatever, the word's not coming to me for Edmondson. But I find that hard to believe that, when he says it's possible, maybe they didn't get an offer that they liked. So it's either that or they got nothing. But I don't know. I kind of think it's bullshit that they decided not to trade him. Kind of saying like, we got good offers, but we decided not to, or something like that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. And anything else you might want to talk about, say hi when you come in. And if you're about to leave, please give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hey, Entertap, how you doing? 5-3 Habs Guryanov with the first goal. Stan the Man says, do you think that once the Habs are back in Montreal, do you think that they will sit Drouin sit down with Drouin and sit Drouin and bring up someone from Laval, perhaps Anthony Richard. I don't know if it's a matter of being able to do that because they want to, because I don't know what their contracts situation is, and I believe Anthony Richard does need waivers. I don't know what his waivers situation is exactly, right? So they're probably going to let Drouin play out the rest of the season and hopefully play himself into a contract from another team, because he's not getting a contract from Montreal. David 4-1 Habs Anderson first goal, and if he does get that, it would be 2 nights in a row. Entertime says, when you're right, Rick, you are right. Had to save face with that comment. I mean, I think that's what it is. And I don't really mean to say bullshit and say it like in a nasty way, because what do you expect him to do, right? He's going to save face for Edmondson. Or it's like I said, they just didn't get the deal that they were willing to move him for, right? So, and probably they were asked to retain salary. He's got another year on his contract, so they don't want to retain salary for that extra year. So, sorry, my head is itchy. I apologize in advance if I get a little loopy. I don't know. I'm a bit tired. It's going to be a long night, especially in the hangout. But hey, we're here. All right, so I don't really have anything else. I'll give you my guess for the guess to score. I'm going with 4-2 Montreal. And speaking of Drouin, this is my theory. Now that he knows he's not being traded, he's going to score a goal. And he's going to get the first goal. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to, but why not? So I got 4-2 Habs, Drouin with first goal. Yeah, I think Anaheim's a winnable game here for Montreal. The thing is, I don't know. I don't remember if Anaheim played last night. If they didn't, so it's a little advantage, an extra advantage other than that they're the home team. But if they both did, I don't know. And then the last time I think the Habs played back-to-back, they were pretty good in the second game. So why not? Did I take a nap? Yeah, I don't know what those things are. I don't take naps. It's rare, so I wasn't tired enough. Well, you're young enough to be able. I can't nap. Lucas says 5-3 Habs. Raphael Harvey Pinard. Enter tap. I believe most of the wins will be draft. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Most of the wins will be draft. Sorry, moves. Most of the moves will be at the draft. I mean, it's a good point, right? It wouldn't shock me if they're able to move Edmondson at the draft, and then maybe not. I don't know what kind of interest there is in Eddie, but I'm sure he'll play more hockey, and if he doesn't get injured again, it's possible he'll be able to move him at the draft and might do so. The Ducks did not play last night. I did not think that they did, but I wasn't sure. So it's a slight advantage. They're not a very good team. They've been playing better as of late. Gibson's been good, but I don't know if it means anything. And then if Montreal loses, they lose. Everyone's happy with that. Everybody, especially on Team Tank. Bye-bye. Habs 4-3. Gooley, first goal. Yeah, Gooley's a good choice there. Gooley looking good. Basically just starting up again where he left off before the injury. So that's really good to see, right? That he's not affected by that, but I didn't expect him really to be. Any update on the Barron injury? Nope. Shoulder injury, I imagine too soon. Just happened last night. We'll get an update, over the next few days. Probably not good. Probably going to miss some time. How much? Don't know. But again, that helps to make the tank organic. So if they can start losing games and push their way down, it helps and it's organic and nobody, can complain about that. So, yeah, I mean, I hope for the best. I like the way Barron's been playing and don't want to see him out really. So, but yeah, it seems to be that's It's a problem. I don't know what they're going to do for defensemen. Maybe that has something to do with why they didn't trade Edmondson. They didn't say it, but maybe it does. Yeah, Entertap, he was. And I hope it's not a serious injury and maybe, maybe only misses a week or something. But the way the Habs the injury situation has been going, I don't think we can count on that being the case. And probably Barron's out for the rest of the year because that's how it's been going, right? So like I said, it maybe helps them to tank organically, and it gives another maybe player down in the to call up to give him another player an opportunity to get some NHL experience and stuff like that. So it is what it is. Montreal was not going to make the playoffs, that's for sure. They weren't going to do anything this year, so it's the year of the injury. Last 2 years. Imagine if this happens again next season with all these goddamn injuries. That would be like horrible. Could happen. And then they'll really start questioning the medical staff. Just blame it on the premier and his healthcare here in Quebec. That's all. I like that idea. Okay, so another 5 minutes there, and I'll do the whatever it's called, the preview. But send me some questions. Will Corey Shenneman be called up to replace Barron? Unknown, but maybe. Depends. Like maybe Chris Weidman is because he was week to week. So say they know he's going to be ready this week, so then they don't, and Weidman will be the extra guy. So I don't know. Depends on. I would think with something like Weidman, whatever his results are. When can teams expand their rosters? That's a good question. I don't have an answer for. I don't really know. I know this sounds kind of crass, but just Google it and they'll tell you. I just don't want to do that now while I'm on here. But I don't know the answer to that either. So if I sound crass, I don't know the answer either. So I'm just saying that's the easiest way to find that out. I admit when I don't know something. I think I dare say though it's a little bit closer to the playoffs, but since the deadline was just now, maybe it's at once the deadline happens. I don't know, but it's a good question. Do I believe that the trade deadline date should be earlier in the year? Isn't this early? Or say end of January? No, too early. I think what you got right now, beginning of March, where you got 20 games about left, I think that's good, personally. And maybe a little bit earlier than this, end of February, but no earlier than that. No, to go a full month like earlier is, I think, a mistake. That's my opinion, though. Maybe it's because I'm a traditionalist, somewhat, but no. Okay, 2 more minutes, and we're gonna get this preview. Then after, we'll have a lot of time after the preview to keep talking. And then we got the game at 10. The last late game of the season. Yay. After this, there's Sunday's game at 6. So it's an earlier start. And then every other game, the rest of the way, is 7 o'clock Eastern time, which makes me happy. It's just really hard to, I got to walk the dog. I got to time everything. And I just hate throwing my schedule off to adjust to these late games. And then finishing like so late. And then, it's a little hard on me the next day. I'm not a young man anymore. I mean, 40. It's not young. If only I was 40. Hey, Ryan. Kind of annoying that they couldn't get rid of their UFAs. What can you do? Yeah, the thing is, there's a lot of people upset at Hughes. Like, it's his fault. I mean, I'm sure he tried. You can't force your UFAs on teams, but, look what we got here. I'm just shocked that they were able to move Dadonov. So let's be thankful we got rid of Dadonov, but we got like a really good potential good player here for Montreal in Gurianov, and I'm happy in the end because those guys that they couldn't get rid of, well, they'll be gone anyway. And we weren't going to get anything for them. So it doesn't really matter if they walk for nothing. We are suffering from young guns injuries, says Bye-bye, Baron, Guli, Slav, Cole, Wi-Fi. Are they trying too hard to play for MSL? Well, considering this happened last year, starting with under Coach Dom's watch, I don't think you can blame that on him, on Marty. So, no, I would think it's something else. What it is, I don't know. I really don't know. Something in the water, something. They're all partying and drinking and doing drugs, and I doubt it, right? But I don't know what it is. I threw that in just for fun. That's not even a remote. I'm not. I'm sure some players smoke pot and stuff, and they drink. I mean, but you know, and you got to think that being an athlete, high likelihood to have taken painkillers for something, and then there must be a lot of abuse of that too going on, right? Carey Price. Where do you think Drouin will end up? Elsewhere. He's going to end up elsewhere than here. No idea, honestly. Um, NHL on a minor, like on a league minimum contract, on a prove me type deal, or in the KHL, which I doubt, but in Europe somewhere. Um, no, I don't think so. Remember, they're athletes, and athletes today, not when we were kids, where they'd come in all fat and had to work it into shape. They're not like that anymore. They stay in shape all year long, and I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I really don't think so. It may be a hangover of COVID and the kind of weird way seasons have been going. Maybe it's just that. And eventually, like every team's going to end up like that at some point. Ryan, I do know that they drink. Yeah, of course they drink. I mean, it's stupid to think that they don't. But they're in really good shape now, and they come into camp in good shape. I don't think trying too hard would be something that would cause all these injuries. Beba, it was for them to not, well, to try to get in shape. They came in, they were fat, they were out of shape, and training camp was a lot longer in our day. And that's because they had to literally get in shape in a month and a half. Right? If you remember, training camp was at least 2 weeks longer. That's what I remember than it is today. So, and then at the beginning of the season too, players weren't fully in shape. The first month of the season, they were getting the last of it. It was a different day. And they don't smoke cigarettes during intermissions. That's Guy Lafleur did that, and I think a lot of players did smoke, and I think a lot more than do today. I'm sure some guys do. I'm sure some guys just smoke some weed here and there, and whatever. What the hell? Why not? They should, as long as they don't smoke like I do, be okay. Okay, I'm gonna get to the. I'm overdue. Let's get to the preview. Having too much fun with you guys. All right, just waking up myself a little bit now. The 26, 31, and 4 Montreal Canadiens take on and in Anaheim to take on the Ducks. The 20, 34, and 8 Ducks. How to watch this game? It's at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific. As always during the week, TSN2 in English, RDS in French, and in the Ducks region, Bally Sports West. Online, where I'm going to watch it, NHL 66. Season series, they beat us 5-2 December 15th here in Montreal. So it's a revenge time. Last 10 record, Montreal is 6-4-0 in the last 10 and on a one-game losing streak. And the Ducks are 3-5-2 on an overtime an overtime loss streak of 1. There you go. Home and away, Montreal is away, 12-16-3 on the road, and Anaheim 10-16-2 at home. And the tail of the tape, scoring chances for percentage, 44% even for Montreal, 29th, 41.2% for the Ducks, 31st. Goals per game, 2.70 for Montreal, 27th, 2.50 for the Ducks, 31st. Goals against per game, 3.58 for Montreal, 26th, 4.06 for the Ducks, 32nd. Power play percentage, 16.5% for Montreal, 30th. 15.6% for the Ducks, 32nd. PK percentage, 74.0 is 74% even. Let's say that. 28th for Montreal and 73.3% for the Ducks, 30th. This is the first time I think this season that we played against a team where we're better than them statistically in all of these categories. I think that's the first time. So there you go. So Montreal go in there and lose, right? Face-off percentage, 49.3% for Montreal at the dot, 20th in the league, and 46.3 for the Ducks, 28th. So consistently there. Shots on goal 4, shots on goal allowed. So shots on goal 4, 27.8 for Montreal per game, 29.1 for the Ducks. They're a little bit better than us. And allowed per game, 33.7 for Montreal, 39.6 for the Ducks. So they allow a lot of shots. Goalies tonight, it is Monty tonight. So Montembeault, 12-12-2, 3.31 goals against, and a 9.05 save percentage. John Gibson on the other side, 12-23-7, 3.94 save goals against, and a 9.02 save percentage, and a shutout. So Monty's numbers are better quite a bit in basically than except the shutout than Gibson. That's interesting. Players to watch over the last 5 games. Points, both tied at 5. Matheson for Montreal and Fowler for the Ducks. Both of them are defensemen. Goals, Nick Suzuki with 3 for Montreal. Troy Terry with 4 for the Ducks. Assists, Matheson with 3. Fowler again with 5. And plus minus, both with 5. Nick Suzuki and Trevor Zegras. Leaders, team leaders in goals, Caulfield still for us, 26, and Zegras for the Ducks, 20 goals. Suzuki leads with points for the Habs, and Zegras has with 47, and Zegras has 52 for the Ducks. Average time on ice, Matheson, 23:38 for Montreal, Fowler, 23:48 for the Ducks, and wins. Jake Allen with 14 and John Gibson with 12. Bottom 10, I think it's the same as last night. From 10 down, Detroit, St. Louis, Philadelphia, Montreal, Vancouver, Arizona, San Jose, Anaheim, Chicago, and Columbus. Top 5 scoring for the Ducks, Trevor Zegras, 20 goals, 32 assists, 52 points. Troy Terry, 17 goals, 30 assists, 47 points. Mason McTavish, 13 goals, 23 assists, 36 points. Cam Fowler, 9 goals, 26 assists, 35 points. And Adam Henrique, who I think is injured, 19 goals, 14 assists, 33 points. Top 5 scoring for Montreal. Suzuki, 20 goals, 27 assists, 47 points. Caulfield still with 26 goals, 10 assists, 36 points, and it'll remain that way. Kirby Dach, unknown when he's coming back, 12 goals, 23 assists, 35 points. Dvorak, 10 goals, 17 assists, 27 points. And Anderson with 18 goals, 7 assists, 25 points. The Ducks projected lineup. Zegras in between Strome and Silfverberg. McTavish in between Jones and Terry. Lundestrom in between Vetrano and Megna. Grant in between Comtois and Carrick. Fowler and Beaulieu. First pair, Benoit and Shattenkirk. Second pair, White and Harrington. Third pair, and Gibson as the goalie. Montreal, Suzuki, that came out weird. Suzuki, Hoffman, Guryanov, Drouin, Harvey Pinard, Josh Anderson, Dvorak, Pitlick, Ylönen, Tierney back in the lineup. So there's going with the 12 forwards, and Pizzetta and Belzile Matheson, Savard, Gooley, and Edmondson, Harris and Kovacevic, and Monty making the start. And there you go. All right, back to you guys. And whatever you guys want to talk about, let's do that. What did I miss? Intertep says, I don't have the data to support this, but I do believe that because athletes are practicing, playing, and training all year long, that injuries have gone up. The body needs its rest. This could be very likely true, right? That could be, it's a good, if it's not the only reason, it's a contributing factor, I would have to think, right? And especially now in Montreal's case, it's not the case that we were in a long playoff run, but especially with teams that have made a long playoff run, got to be true. Ryan, have I ever seen Ribeiro's interviews? Never. Probably not since he was a Hab. He used to smoke a bowl after the game and watch his highlights and probably do a line or two, but he didn't say that. Hey, Guru, how's it going, man? Welcome back. 5-3 Ducks. Terry, first goal. Awesome. Good guess. I've got 4-2. 4-2 Montreal. And Jonathan Drouin with the first. Why not, right? The threat of the trade's over now. Now he's going to score. Wouldn't it be funny, though, if maybe not the first goal, but he does score this game? And I was right. Wouldn't it be funny? Probably what's going to happen. Probably what going to be. I didn't say that right, did I? I'm a little punch drunk, a little bit from not sleeping. 3 hours sleep over the last 36. Well, more than 36, actually, because I've been up since. Yeah, I guess close to 48 hours anyway. 48, 25. I don't even know. I'm loopy. Now you're asking yourself, but Rick, what's different than any other night, though? Not much. Ryan's got 4-1 Habs Suzuki. And Drouin could tie Allmark in goals. Yes. Allmark has more goals than Jonathan Drouin. That's not a good season when a goalie has more goals than you do. It's really not a good season. At least for goal scoring, but I don't know, something with Drouin, like his goal scoring just like totally dried up over like the last 3 seasons. He forgot how to score goals. And then again, you know how I compared him a few times to if you watch the movie Goon, the guy's roommate, especially that first movie, that guy was Jonathan Drouin, and kind of that's the same thing. He had trouble scoring. He was a goal scorer that couldn't score anymore because the mental. And I'll bet you nobody will get that reference because what I just did there, that's a reference from a hockey movie. I bet you nobody will get it. Although now, if you think about it, you'll probably get it. All right, like we got about 12 more minutes, and then I'm going to take off to get ready for the game. But in 12 more minutes, we can talk a lot. Talk to me here in the chat. There's more people in than I thought there would be tonight. So if you are going to leave, please give a thumbs up before you go. Appreciate that. And but just ask away anything, any questions you might have. And if I can answer them, I will. And if not, well, I mean, then you're shit out of luck, I guess. No, it's not Keanu. It's not Keanu. Well, think about what I just did. The mental. I don't think that's Keanu Reeves would do something like that. Is that accent? My accent's not very good, maybe, but not Youngblood, no. I hope you're not saying also that Keanu Reeves was in Youngblood. He wasn't in Youngblood, right? You're not saying that, right? Has Keanu Reeves done a hockey movie? I don't know. Any trades I was surprised by this week? The yeah, just like Chikrin, the return they got for Chikrin surprised me. Um, no, nothing else really that I should say surprised me because what's going to be surprising about anything? But I mean, like just a little surprised that that's all they got in return for Chikrin. Really? All right. Let me turn that question around to you guys out there. Was there any surprises out there for you guys? Was Keanu Reeves the goalie in Youngblood? And I never picked up on that. Are you serious? I've seen Youngblood a couple of times. No. And because I saw it like relatively recently, probably a couple of years ago, 2, 3 years ago. I watched it online again and I saw it when it came out. I saw it on video. I never knew that. There you go. You see, you learn something new every day. What do I think? By the way, hey Frozen, what do I think the Stanley Cup final is going to? Who do you think? Okay, you got to think Boston's going to be in there. On the other side, honestly, I don't know, and it's just a cop out to say Colorado because I'm not sure about that one, and I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it on the Western side, and at the moment, I'm just too tired to try to think of the teams that could be. But I think Boston, probably going to be there. So there you go. Boston against themselves. And there you go. They beat themselves up. I like that idea. Can we see my dog? Well, she's over there now. I mean, you can if she wants me to pick her up. She doesn't always want me to. She's been on here many times. I don't put my dog on social media because I don't want to put her in danger. Just a little black, scraggly dog. She's scraggly because of the winter. She needs a haircut. Which she's going to be getting when I remember to bring back the dog clippers that are at my ex-wife's place. That I keep forgetting to do that. So when I do that, then I can actually do the job because I usually do the clipper myself. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. We got about, roughly 10 minutes to go here before I take off. Hey, Danny Tabernac. How's it going, man? Do I think that the East kicks the crap out of each other and the winner loses to the West, who might have better legs? That's actually a good question because that could literally happen, right? But I kind of think this though: the in the East, two of the four best teams are probably going to lose in the first round because or in the first two, right? Because they're going to have to play each other, right? So you're looking at probably New York and New Jersey end up in their division final, so there's down one. Over here, say if you want to say Toronto and the Bruins in the division final, you're down one. So maybe not so bad, but yeah, it depends. I'm kind of thinking that the team that comes out of the East is going to be so much better than the team that comes out of the West that we might have a very lopsided final again, like it happens often. So I'm kind of thinking more along those lines. Hey, Randy, how you doing, man? Randy is disappointed in not getting rid of Drouin and other Habs UFAs. But honestly, like, who was going to take him, right? I mean, that's the honest truth, right? Who was going to take him? I'm a little disappointed that they weren't able to get rid of Edmondson, or I kind of want to say that they didn't get the offer that they were willing to take for Edmondson. I think that's probably more accurate, but I don't know for a fact that it is. But no, I didn't really. You know, my expectations came down with all the injured guys. Like I didn't expect much to happen, and I even said I thought Dadonov would be the only guy they could move. As unlikely as that seems, and it's not because I'm a genius, it's because I was reading stuff and it made a lot of sense, and it's what happened. And then after that, yeah, there's just no interest. Randy's got 5-3 Anaheim, Zegras' first goal. Yeah, get through this game. Rick says Guru and I can take a maintenance day tomorrow. Sort of. It's supposed to snow a lot. I was planning to do some shopping and stuff, which won't happen. But yeah, we're doing a family get together tomorrow for supper, which is fine. And it is a maintenance day thing. So yeah. I'm not doing anything tomorrow except family things. Well, Drew, I go to the KHL. I think KHL is out now because I don't think they're taking any Canadian American or any country that's helping Ukraine. They're not taking players from. So, but Europe, yeah, I think Europe is definitely a possibility. But I think more than likely he's going to get a minimum contract, 1-2 seasons from a team, maybe even having to do a professional tryout to get a contract in the NHL. You know, might be embarrassing or whatever for him, but you kind of make your bed, you got to sleep in it, right? Which is kind of a dumb expression when you think about it. You make your bed after you slept in it. No, you don't sleep in your made up bed. But I use that expression sometimes. All right, enough about me. We've got about another 5 minutes to go here before I take my in between time and set up the hangout and those kind of things. So whatever you guys want to talk about, because I literally got like nothing. There no game day news. The only stuff was about the draft. No, babe, KHL I think is out for North American kids and from other countries as well, but I think it's out. And but in Europe, he'll go to Europe, play in Sweden or Switzerland or something like that. And you know what? It's a good life there for hockey players. So it's not the end of the world for him. It just won't be in the NHL. He'll kind of have to prove his way back in to some teams' good graces anyway, right? Got to think. I don't know how he's going to do that, but he had his chances here. He squandered them. Well, that's not our problem. Anybody else out there that's really mad that the Habs didn't do anything? From what I understand, and I've stayed off of Twitter. I've stayed away from that kind of stuff, but apparently Twitter people are a little bit upset about Kent Hughes not doing anything, and they're shitting all over him. But I'm not one of those people. Well, Danny Tabernac, I'm sorry to hear that your mood's not great. Oases, does a healthy Canadiens team make the playoffs next year? I'm still gonna say no. But I gotta say that you gotta almost think that the possibility might be there. I don't know. I want to say no, but the way these guys play right now, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I still don't think so though. Hard to do much with the injuries they have. No, I mean, maybe some of it was they didn't have the bodies to move guys out too, and they just don't want to say that. Hey, Danny. Yeah, thanks. It's I just moved it over from. If you see the Caulfield behind me, it was hanging there the whole time, or most of the time. I just felt like today was a day just to switch things up, and you can see I'm not. I just feel like kind of bumming around. I'm not wearing anything special. Um, Guru says, I'm sure the Habs would have pulled the trigger on a deal if it made sense. Oh, I think if they got an offer that they were looking for, I think they would have. Oasis says, if Monty can keep it up, I think we might squeak in. But listen, you got to talk to his girlfriend. I don't know if he can keep it up or not. That's totally not my business. Oh, you weren't talking about that. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I don't. You mean next year, though? I mean, well, we'll see how next year goes. I'm not going to start thinking about, oh, they can make the playoffs next year. We'll wait till we get there. You know, why bother? I'm not going to, I said that to somebody today. I think they were worried about already who they're going to have to cut from the team as players start to get better and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking that's just too much worry for me. I'm not going to worry 2 years down the road, who's going to still be here and who's going to have to go. Like, no, cover that when we get there. I don't contradict myself. I try not to. And listen, sometimes it's hard because listen, I change my mind. There's times, listen, like I say, if I'm presented with better information or a better viewpoint than I considered before, I'm willing to change my mind. So sometimes it can lead you to contradict yourself a little bit, but what can I do? I try not to. Hoping Guryanov takes advantage of the horrendous defense from the Ducks. Listen, not just Guryanov. Let's see the whole team do it. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Winnipeg and Pats tied 3-3, and Bedard has 2 goals. I guess that's the Winnipeg Ice you're talking about. All right. On that note, I'm taking off because I got to prepare for the hangout. So I'll be back in what looks like 18 minutes for the hangout. So hopefully you guys will come back for that. If not, have a great night. And I hope some of you do come back, though, to keep me awake. Anyway, so it's we're going to just do the game, talk about it. I'll do some play-by-play, some color, stay awake if I can, and stuff like that. And hopefully you guys can come back. So till then, stay safe out there. Peace out and see you in 18 minutes. Ciao, everybody.